is, let me just pull up the page and I'll share my screen with you, I guess. Hopefully I can do all these things. I'm recording the screen. Okay, share screen. Okay. And okay, so the number one problem with it is that it doesn't have a link to the allow us to put in a link to the company's website. So there's a video there, and we're to advertising, and down below here, these links right here, obviously it should say, you know, in website, and then you can click on it and it takes you to the guy's website. Does that make sense? Okay. The other thing I don't like is obviously this courier font with an underline doesn't look too nice, and these tabs are okay. Like we create these for each city that we have. So this one's Cabo San Lucas in Mexico over here. Okay. And so what we do is we list all of our videos for one destination, and what we call this is a city destination page. Pretty obvious, it's a destination, it's got all the videos. But I have clients like Grayline Orlando, and they have 24 videos themselves. One company has 24 videos, and they have different categories, like they have tours in the south, tours in the west, tours in the east. And then within those tours, I want to have a heading in here that says land or sea. And obviously this format doesn't allow me to do that. Make sense?
So you want a subcategory
Yes.
for those?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So under dining, it would say Mexican, seafood, whatever, and then we'd put them underneath of them.
Yes, yes.
So what we could do is the first page that I'm kind of in a rush for is to set up Grayline Orlando, and what I'll do is I'll give you the 24 links, or I don't know what is easier, if I give you the 24 links or you just create it, and then my guys. See, my guys right now are video guys, and they know a little bit of HTML, but not a lot. So they were able to, someone gave them this page and they log in and they put the videos and everything. But in some cases, you may just have to teach them a little bit. They're not idiots, but they're not programmers like you. Yeah.
Yes.
So let me get the source code and everything, and then we can get moving on in creating a better template, and then hopefully my guys can just copy it and change that, and moving forward. But I do want them to I want to introduce you to them, so when they do have problems with this or any other things, they can basically reach out to you, because as I mentioned to you, all my guys are video guys and editing guys, and they picked up a little stuff on the side, but they certainly don't have any sort of deep programming skills. Right? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the ITS video player. Okay? And so this is what I see it is the guy logs into his, back end, and his name appears because, somewhere along the line when he set up his name and his password, his name appears at the top of the page. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
His name, you're gonna need to register first. I mean, sign up.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a given. He goes there and says, my company name is this and my password is this, and then he logs in and boom, it goes Stan's Fishing Company, whatever. And then from there, we load all these video URLs into fields. So just the ones that you know right now, we got the standard mobile video and the one with the click to call. And obviously, depending on what time it is, that we've set that time down bottom here. What time does click to call start at 9 o'clock and ends at 5 o'clock, right? Okay, so that one's pretty straightforward. The desktop video, we just make that without a click to call. That's pretty straightforward. Up here, okay, so my question to you is if I have a 5-second video of the guy's logo, and then we have the guy's mobile video, for instance, when your little database plays it, and I know this isn't an issue of your database, it's how quickly the video loads with Vimeo. But will it play seamlessly where it would play the logo and that video, load the real video, and play that without having a big gap in between it? Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's going to be two separate video files, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you asking me the time between the first and the second
Well,
video to load, right?
yeah, but I'm saying that you're going to make them load, one after the other. But I just don't know if Vimeo will load that video quick enough, or will it be a stall as it ends one video and then loads the next video on Vimeo. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's
So,
we can figure out something. I mean,
y-
I can load both of the video in the same time, and the first is gonna play the 5 second video is going to play, and probably the second video will be loading, and after the first finish, I will hide it, something like that.
yeah, okay, but I understand that that's a limitation of Vimeo, how quickly the videos load. Because if it's a problem, then what we'll do is we'll just take the guy's logo, and we'll just add it to the mobile video at the beginning. And in some ways, maybe I should just do that to make your life simpler. And we can worry about that later on. So I'm going to put that in brackets and say hold off. Because that's something, see, my editors can just add the logo to the guy's video. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then we'll put a hold on that. So then they just load the mobile video with the logo at the beginning of it, and away we go. But there may be other areas that we want to change it. Like, for instance, do you know what I mean when I say call to action? That's at the end of the video. There's a little. Here's a sample. I'll put one in here so you understand. A call to action is just a jargon that's used in the advertising business, that at the end of a video or something, you tell them to do something. And in this case, so rather than the video just ending and doing nothing, we kind of say, hey, look, this is a popular tour. It's going to sell out. You need to buy, pick up the phone or book it online. Make sense?
Yes, that's a part of the video.
Yeah, but what happens is that's a separate 10-second clip, and I'm going to put it right in here as an example sample. And what can happen is obviously, at the end of the video, it's going to be different for a mobile customer to it's got click to call in it, and that's where the click to call thing shows up. So the thing is once again, my editors can just make two different versions of the video, but so I think we're going to be okay. It's just some guys may say, you know what, today, well, the perfect example is that when the customer says, hey, my business is slow, and I want to make the video that says you get 20% off play today. This is a sale video. So he goes down the bottom here and says turn on sales video for 8 hours or 3 days or whatever. Say he puts it on for 8 hours. So everybody who sees that video that day says if you book today, you get 20% off. So that's just another timing thing that you'd set up here. Yeah, but the idea is that video is a sale video, and at the end of it, you still want your call to action. At the end of it, you still want to say, hey, you should tour sells out and everything. And my editor can stick that on the end of it, but it makes it look like this browser thing is doing more work. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm charging a customer a fee to use my video browser. So if the guy logs in and it's super simple, he's going to go, oh, well, that's not too much. Whereas if he logs in, he sees all these fields, and it seems, kind of stupid. I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. But the people, they're going to see that, oh, well, this is really complicated. Oh, it's worth the fee. And, oh, I've got to have ITS go and do it. because my guys can just make all these custom videos, but it would be nice, and we can explore it, is if they just drop these pieces in, and then you play the mobile video with the click to call, with the sales portion on it. I can make that all, if you can get the videos to play quicker, it will save my guys some time in going and editing all these different versions of the video, because your program will just put all the pieces together. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So why don't you do a little test, and then we'll determine. So you're going to try and play this video, which is the call to action, plus any one of my other videos back to back, and let's look what a gap there is. Okay. 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 You got any questions? Okay. So the other thing that I forgot to put in here is total number of video plays, total number of click to call. Okay, so if you notice that Vimeo has an API, did you see that link I sent you?
Yes, I saw.
Okay, and what I was trying to, I kind of know what an API is. It allows you to talk to the program. But what I wanted you to do is there a way to be able to pull the usage report that Vimeo creates for each video, which is right down here, the stats, it shows up anyway, stats. This thing here, are we able to pull this information into our browser, do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I can even make something like that if we need to.
Yeah, well, I don't want it. I don't want it to see. I don't want it to see Vimeo's name, but I mean, whatever you think is the better way to go. So I need to know number of video plays, and then I need the number of click to calls, which is coming from your WordPress plugin or whatever you end up using, right? And then the number of click to book. And all that is in that Happy Zack program, or when it lands on the page, that you set up for me, that's got click to call, book, and whatever, correct? We just have to somehow track how many times people click the book it button. That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah. And so that's kind of the reporting that I was looking at. And so and that's kind of it, I think, in the way of features. I think that's pretty much the key features that we'd want. So if you wanted to go away and give me a rough spec, or just say, Paul, I think I could pull it off in whatever, 10 hours or whatever the number is. And if you need to go over, I'm fine with that. Like, I understand there's no way that you can know how many problems you're going to run into. But when I turn to my partner and say, hey, I want to hire you, I just need to have a rough, and I'm not going to hold you to it. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
So when you say mobile video, okay, you're gonna give me the URL from Vimeo site?
Correct, correct. And then I give you I give you the mobile video with the click to call in it, and you make this one play from 9 to 5 in the morning, and when the office closes, you just play the regular one.
Okay. And do you think, it's possible to copy the embed code?
Yes, of course. Yeah. If you want to use the embed code, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normally what we do. That's normally what we do use. You just click on the little, and you can set it up as autoplay, and you can set it up what size you want and stuff like that. Show options right here, and there's basically, there you go. If you want it to autoplay, there it is, and whatever else, right? So yeah, and there's the size that you want it to play in and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Okay,
That's my question.
that's it.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be easier to copy the embed code.
Yeah, I agree.
It's better than the link.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
to say?
Yeah, we always use embed code. I was just, I don't know, being stupid. So yeah, so that's good enough for now. And so then my guys would log into the back and load in all the embed code for these, and then basically, we put the link on the guy's website, and then the owner, oh yeah, the owner would log in here. I mean, we could maybe put these at the top of the page. We should put these at the top because the owner is not going to ever load these videos in. He's going to come in and change the time when click to call happens, and if he wants to put on the sale, turn on the sales video. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so this is play this video. You could even put, starting at, blank. In other words, 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And play for hours, and then there's the option to keep playing for 5 days or whatever, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, good deal. Okay, and so that's good enough for now. I'm gonna send you two little clips of video. One is a sample. They're both samples, and what they do is they start up and they play a little bit, and then they cut to a screen and say, "Hey, a mobile video is 60 seconds," and then it plays a little bit, and then it's got that click to call feature on it. So when I'm demoing it to clients, they don't have to sit and watch a 60-second video to get to the end of the video. Right? And then I got one that's 2 minutes long. So I'm going to feed you these two little 30-second clips, and all you got to do is stick the call, the click the call feature, make it bounce, flip to the edge of the page, and then whatever we decide, for the landing page at the end, and that goes in my media kit. And that's probably the most important thing. So when you get those two files from me, if you want to jump on that and do it up and square that away, that's important to me because I need that to sell like last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So
Yeah.
do you want the click to call button in the video? Is that what you want me to do now?
No, well, no. When I send you those, you just set up the code at the end of it to it auto bounces it to a page, and then it has your nice looking buttons on it. That's for just right away. And then later on, if we can actually figure out how to get a button in the video while it's playing, that would be a nice thing. But obviously, it's going to take time.